When you were a kid, one summer felt endless. 6 weeks of freedom that stretched on, and on, and on. Now, you blink in January, and suddenly it's December. A whole year, gone. So where did it go? Here's the unsettling part. You were not imagining this. Time really does feel faster as you get older, and your own brain is doing it, on purpose. But stay with me, because by the end, I'll show you exactly how to steal some of that time back. Let's start with the simplest reason. And honestly, it's a little brutal. Back in 1877, a French philosopher named Paul Janet noticed something strange. He said we don't measure time against a clock. We measure it against our own life. Think about it. When you're 1 year old, a single year is your entire life. It's 100% of everything you've ever known. When you're 5, a year is 1/5 of your life. 20%, still huge. But when you're 50, that exact same year is just 1/50th of your life. 2%. The clock says both years are 365 days. Identical, but your brain feels them completely differently. Every year you live becomes a thinner and thinner slice of the whole pie. So each year feels a little shorter than the one before it. Your 40s genuinely feel faster than your 20s, because mathematically, they are a smaller piece of you. And now, brace yourself, because there's a number here that ruined my entire week. If you measure life the way it feels, not in calendar years, but in how long each year seems, then the halfway point of your life is not 50. It's not even 40. Mathematically, by the time you're around 18 to 20 years old, half of your felt life is already behind you. Not half your years. Half of all the time your brain will ever seem to experience. Let that sit for a second. Yeah, if that just made you sit up a little, do me one quick favor and tap the like button. It genuinely helps this little stickman reach more people. Okay, deep breath, because the math is only reason number one, and it's not even the strangest one. Here's where it gets weird. A few years ago, an engineer at Duke University named Adrian Bejan proposed a wild idea. He said time feels faster because your brain literally slows down. Stay with me on this one. Your brain doesn't see the world as one smooth movie. It sees a series of still images, mental snapshots, stitched together, like frames in a film. When you're young, your brain is brand new. The signals fire fast, your eyes flick around constantly, and you capture a huge number of frames every second. Ever notice how a baby stares at everything like it's the most incredible thing on earth? To that baby it is. More frames means more detail, and more detail makes time feel slow, and rich, and full. It's the same reason a slow-motion video looks slow. The camera simply captured extra frames. But as you age, everything gets a little slower. The nerves get longer. The pathways get more crowded. Your brain captures fewer frames per second. And here's the twist that melted my brain. Fewer frames means more real time slips by between each snapshot. So the same hour on the clock gives your older brain fewer moments to actually hold. The result? Life starts playing on fast forward. Same movie. Fewer frames. Faster feeling. But the biggest reason might be this one. And it's the one you actually have power over. Your brain is lazy. And I mean that as a compliment. It is ruthlessly efficient. It does not want to waste energy recording things it already knows. So picture your first day at a new school, your first kiss, the first time you saw the ocean. You remember those in high definition, the smell, the light, exactly what someone said. Now, try to remember last Tuesday. Nothing, right? Here's why. The first time you do anything, your brain is on high alert. Everything is new, so it records everything, thick, detailed, vivid memories. But the 100th time you drive the same road to work, your brain shrugs and says, "I've got this," and basically stops recording. You felt this. You arrive somewhere and can't remember a single second of the drive. That's not exhaustion. That's your brain saving storage. And here's the catch that ties it all together. When you look back on a chunk of time, your brain judges how long it felt by how many memories it made. A childhood summer was stuffed with firsts, so in your memory, it feels enormous. But an adult year of pure routine, same job, same commute, same weekends, makes almost no new memories at all. So when December rolls around, your brain looks back, finds barely anything new, and goes, "Wait, that was a whole year?" The year didn't vanish. Your brain just never bothered to write it down. There's even a name for the flip side of this, the holiday paradox. A week somewhere new feels like it flies by while you're living it, but in memory it feels huge because it was packed with new things. Routine is the exact opposite. It feels fine while you live it, and then disappears without a trace. There's one more quiet culprit, and its name is dopamine. Dopamine is part of how your brain marks time, and it spikes whenever something is new or exciting. When you're young, dopamine is flowing, because almost everything is new. As you get older, dopamine naturally declines, and the days start to blur into each other. Less novelty, less dopamine, less of that time-stretching effect. And notice, every single reason keeps pointing at the same villain. It's not the clock, it's routine. So here's the good news. The part I promised you. If routine is what's stealing your time, then novelty is how you take it back. You can't slow the clock down, but you can make time feel longer simply by giving your brain more to record. 3 ways. First, chase firsts. Take a different route home. Cook a dish you can't pronounce. Learn something with your hands. Every single first drags your brain out of autopilot and back into high-definition recording. Second, break the loop. Make one weekend look nothing like all the others. Your brain builds a landmark it can actually hold on to, and that's why 1 week of travel can feel longer in memory than 3 months of normal life. And third, the simplest one of all, pay attention. Most of life speeds up because we're only half here, watching a screen with one eye. But the moments you're truly present for, those are the ones that stretch. So the goal was never really to get more time, it was to make more memories. Because a life doesn't feel long because of how much you actually noticed. So the next time you feel a whole year slip through your fingers, now you'll know exactly what happened. The math, the frames, the lazy, brilliant brain that quietly stopped taking notes. But you also know the secret now. So go do one new thing this week. Give your brain a reason to pick the pen back up, because that endless childhood summer, it's still in there. You just have to make your brain write another one.